No Traore, will he be available? Or?
No, he hasn't made it. He had a bit of a quad strain last week and hasn't trained at all. We were hoping he'd get out there today, but he was still a bit sore. So in the end, it's if we throw him out there, we might lose him for 5 or 6. So we'll have to do without him.
Big blow. He's been a good player for you this season.
Yeah, no, he has. Yeah, we're getting tested, but we've been tested the last few weeks in terms of losing some key players. We've had to play without Marcos and Archie and Millsy and different scenarios. So it's just another challenge for us. But we've been coping with it okay so far.
It looks like Sam might come in for him.
Yeah, Sam will come in, mate. He'll play at left back. Yeah.
He'd be pretty keen to get 90 minutes under his belt after 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, look, I mean, he obviously had a bit of a false start last game in terms of his Melbourne Victory career, but look, he's been training really well. He deserved his spot last time, and he gets another chance, and that's how football works. As I keep saying to him, I can't give him a definite date on when they get their opportunity. They've just got to be ready when they get it, and he gets an opportunity straight after coming back from suspension. So I guess it's good for him.
How important is a game like this against a side that's not far above in the ladder to sort of stop building a bit of a gap there?
Yeah, look, I think. More important for us is just to keep building on what we're doing. At the end of the day, if we keep improving and keep gaining results, we'll stay in touch with the leading pack, and we've done that in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So it's another challenge for us going down there. It'll be a big game, and they've started the season really well. Faltered a little bit the last couple of weeks, but they're still a quality team, so it'll be a good test for us.
Are you expecting big things from Marcos, given that he's heading back there for the first time?
I expect every week from Marcos. I don't think he's building himself up any differently to this game. To any other game, I'll be disappointed if he was. He's been really good for us last 2 or 3 weeks. His fitness is now at a good level, and he's able to do more in the role we want him to. So he's an important part of what we do, no doubt. But I don't expect him to build himself up any bigger for this game than he has for any other game. Hopefully has a positive influence on the game for us.
Have you spoken to him, or will you speak to him about how he handles the crowd reception?
No, not really. I mean, the crowd reception is a crowd reception. I mean, I assume the crowd will support their team and boo the opposition team. I mean, that happens every week. He might get extra special attention, but I'm sure he's experienced enough and he's been around long enough to be able to cope with that. I think the good thing about Marcos is he's taking a real leadership role within the group, and he's whether it's training or in a game, he really wants to make sure he sets the right example. And I think if he starts thinking about himself, he'll veer away from that. And all week he's had a real focus on just making sure that setting the right example for his teammates and driving his teammates on. And I'm sure he'll do that on Friday night.
Marco Rojas has had a pretty great season compared to last season, this season. What have you done differently with his development?
Obviously he's had a great start to the year in terms of the output we're getting from him, but I just think the way we play probably suits him a little bit, and he's settled, the side's settled. It's always hard. I mean, last year was a difficult year for everyone at the club. When a team doesn't have consistent form, pretty hard to develop your own game, particularly if you're a young player. So, we've settled him into a little role out there, up front, and he's enjoying it, and he's improving every week. And as I said, the system we play suits his strengths, and the key for him is just to keep getting better. He's obviously getting a lot of attention at the moment, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a really good kid. He knows where he's at, and he knows what he needs to improve at. So from our point of view, it's just a matter of giving him the opportunity every week to continue developing his game.
Third of the way through the season, you happy with where you're at?
Oh, we're going okay. We obviously had a pretty slow start to the year, and which was disappointing, and we've been trying to make up for that sluggish start, but we're going okay. Like I said, we haven't really had a settled lineup. We've been affected by internationals, probably apart from Wellington. We've probably been affected more than anyone else, and we've also had some key absences. And considering all that, we're travelling all right. But there's no doubt in our minds that we want to be better, and I know that there is further scope for improvement for sure.
Can you expect Adelaide to be any different than last time you met earlier in the season?
Not a great deal, no. I mean, I think they haven't got the results the last couple of weeks, but they've still got some real good quality players in their team, and particularly at High Marsh, their record's pretty good. So it's going to be a tough ask for us there, but that's good. That's what we want. You know, we're never going to get a clear idea of where we're at unless we want to play against teams who are going well, and particularly if they got close to their strongest lineup. I mean, obviously they're missing Eugene, but it looks like they'll get Vidicic back, which is it's good for us as well because it'll be a good test for us.
They've only conceded something like 7 goals for the season. Where do you rate them as a defensive unit?
Yeah, look, I think that's been part of their strength. They work pretty hard, and they're pretty well organised defensively. They've got some real experience at the back. Obviously, missing Eugene Galekovic is probably a little bit of a blow for them because he's not only an outstanding goalkeeper, he's a bit of a leader at the back. He's the captain of the club, so that's probably a little bit of a blow to them. But they're a tough nut to crack. Like I said, they've got some real experienced guys who've been around for a little while and know the game, and they've got a sniff of been successful this year, and whenever a team gets that, they're usually hard not to crack.
You mentioned after last week's game you're a bit disappointed with slow start. Is that something that's been a focus of training this week?
Yeah, I don't know if you can focus on for slow starts or fast starts, but yeah, we were disappointed just in the way we went about things in the first 45 minutes last week. But as I said to the players, it's a good contrast of how good we can be and how bad we can be. So, as long as you can identify why it happens and the difference in the two, then there shouldn't be a problem. And the players realise what we need to do differently this week, not just the start, but the whole game. There's no point starting well and finishing poorly either. It's about putting it together for a consistent effort.
Have you kept tabs on your Socceroos boys?
Yeah, no, I've been watching the games from over there, and they both played. I was kind of hoping that they had a win last night, and Holger might rest them for the final 2 games, but it looks like we need some goals. So, the boys will look like they're going to have a hard week, but knock on wood, they're healthy and they get through it, and the Socceroos get through it. But they're contributing, which is great. It's great for our club and it's great for the country. Archie's scoring goals, and Millsy's playing well, so we take pride in that, and hopefully it continues.
And Asian Champions League, a bit of contention about what's happening with those spots, but as it stands, Australia's lost a spot and Brisbane's going to have to qualify. What's your view on that?
Oh, look, my biggest problem with all that is, and it's been a constant gripe of mine, and I just want to know who the champion is, mate. We're in a race and there's 2 different finish lines and everyone's got an opinion, but in my mind, the champion for our league has always been the one who wins the grand final. So I'm totally bemused as to how we can take somebody else's definition of that. So it's pretty simple in my mind. I just want to know what competition I'm in and what I'm going for, because otherwise I don't want to be 78 in a retirement home and having to ring up people to see whether I won something or not.
A bit demoralising for yourself and the clubs going forward?
Yeah, well, I don't know it's demoralising. I just think it's confusing, and everyone, I think every club, every player, every supporter is working, wants their team to win and to try and strive for something. And I don't think it's clearly defined right now, and I'm not sure who's supposed to do that. Usually it's your own competition that does that. So as I said, I've been bemused by the whole thing all week. I'm surprised, even Brisbane have taken it lying down, to be honest. I wouldn't have. I'd almost pull out of the comp, I think at some point you've got to stand for something. And if we're saying that grand final isn't champion, then put it down, and then we all know what we're going for. If it's first past the post, then let's go for it. But this, other people defining what the prize is, and I just don't get it. So like I said, I'm bemused by the whole thing and disappointed with the whole thing.
So you serious about that? You reckon the A-League should actually pull out of it? You protest that?
Like I said, if I was still at Brisbane, I'd be pushing for it. Yeah, because I just don't get it. We blood, sweat, and tears into everything to try and win a competition. What's that competition? I'm not really sure at the moment. I'm not sure who's going to get acknowledged at the end of the year. So I reckon somebody better come out and tell us, because like I said, we're in a race at the moment, and I can't see the finish line.